Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Richard Chapman, Cybersecurity Program Director with Now Labs, and I'm here with Gregory Nau. And I wanted to spend a few minutes with him to kind of get a feel for what his experience was like going through CNL, and we're going to talk a little bit about his history and where he's at now and so forth. So, Gregory, thank you for joining me today, man. How's it going?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, listen, I know I know you got a busy schedule and you're squeezing me in, so I will not drag this out. We'll keep it to the point. So, first and foremost, what were you doing before you started Now Labs?
So before Testimonial Labs, interesting, before my whole cybersecurity journey, I was out in New York and I was working at a hospital as an administrative assistant. From there, after the whole pandemic thing hit, me and my family wanted to move so that way we could have like a space for ourselves. So we ended up moving to Atlanta. And from there, I didn't want to jump back into the office space just yet because I was doing that for like the last 10 years. So in between, I was doing like odd jobs. I was doing Uber. I was um well, at one point in time, I was doing network marketing, and then I also had like this like security gig at a bar, working overnight. So all in all, I just wanted to have the freedom to take time to decide what I wanted to do. And I just kept looking around and then I was like, oh, cybersecurity. That's the hot new topic. So let me see what this is about. And I've always had a passion for tech. And this just made sense because I have this thing where I'll get bored of a job like every 6 months, and I didn't want to get bored of the thing that I picked for a career because I never actually had that forethought of, okay, what's my career going to be? So once I saw cybersecurity, I see how it changes every so often. The fact that technology is moving at a fast pace, I said, yeah, let's go here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I mean, basically, you kind of described exactly why you wanted to make a change, which was amazing. And I 100% identify with that because in a roundabout way, mine was kind of the same. I wanted something different. I wanted to change, and cybersecurity. I've always been in tech, so I kind of felt the same way. So I can definitely identify with you there. Well, tell us a little bit about your Now Labs journey, because obviously you did some research. You probably looked at a lot of different ways to get into cyber, and you landed on Now Labs. So maybe what brought you to Now Labs, and what did that journey look like?
So in terms of what brought me to Now Labs, so disclaimer, I did a boot camp beforehand. So with the boot camp, it prepared me for the Sec Plus exam. It prepared me for the CISA Plus exam from CompTIA. And the catch-22 is this is not one of those fields where you could just get a certification and land your next job right away. So a lot of the times I was sending out applications left and right, but the one thing I would hear back is, yeah, you don't have enough experience. So I was literally just scrolling through my Facebook feed one day, and then I saw an advertisement for Now Labs, and I said, what's this over here? Like, they train you to be a SOC analyst? Like, what's going on? So then I actually sat through one of the webinars, and right after the webinar was finished, like, I signed up that very same day. So I think that there was a class session being held that day, like where it started for the new cohort, and I signed up that day, and then I caught the recording of it. In terms of like my experience, I think it was exactly what I needed because a lot of the times, especially when you're changing fields, you feel like, am I going to know what the hell I'm doing? Like, I'm sending out these job applications, but can I actually do the job? And with the hands-on portion of Now Labs, like it definitely gave you the confidence that, okay, no matter what happens, like I'll be able to figure it out. Like, I might not be able to be up to par with everybody else, but give me some time, I will figure it out.
Gotcha. Very cool. Well, you finished up the program successfully. You accomplished everything that we try to have our analysts going through the program do, and you were able to land a role. And can you tell it where are you at now? What are you doing?
So right now I'm working for a company called Kaseya. They are a software company that helps MSPs actually optimize their profit margin. They focus on a lot of automation in terms of just helping the MSPs to focus on the more important task versus to like the little medial task in the middle. So right now I'm working on a software called Vanahai, which is an automated network pen testing solution.
Nice.
So literally my job is to make sure that the clients that are onboarded are actually able to run that Vanahai software. If they need any explanations in terms of like what results they're getting back, or their agent might not be working correctly, or they just need more of like a hand holding through the process, that's where I come in and I make sure that they understand exactly what's going on, how to use the platform, and how to optimize it for their goals.
Very cool. Now, this is obviously you're not really doing a SOC analyst position, but the training that we provided with you gave you so much experience and knowledge and the ability to really put hands on and do the analyst work and do all of the supporting analyst work too, that you were able to go into this technical role as an engineer with Kaseya, and you're doing great there. Yeah.
It's funny because I'm looking at my coworkers. It's funny. One of my coworkers actually was in CyberNow last. So
Really?
yeah, well, like I didn't like I was like I think they gave us like a sheet of like who our coworkers were going to be. So I was looking everybody up to see what their background was, to see where they came from, like what experience did they have. And I saw that
Nice.
one of my coworkers actually came from CyberNow Labs. But in terms of how CyberNow Labs prepared me for that job, number one, you because of the hands-on portion and the fact that SOC analysts need to be able to find root cause sometime, a
Mhm.
lot of the questions that come in, I don't know the answers right away. But CyberNow Labs taught me how to find the answers.
Very cool. And they didn't expect you to come in as an expert in this role. They basically wanted you to have a good foundational knowledge, right?
Exactly. A lot of the things that they would ask me during the interview process was, do I know what the like literally like the basic security CompTIA questions. Those are what they
Yeah.
were asking me, and I'm just like, oh, this is easy. Like I've done like 1,000 questions on these. Like this is not a problem. And they were just happy to know that I had like a great baseline because they said that they would train me in exactly what they needed me to do. So
Nice. Very cool.
definitely.
Well, yeah, Kaseya is very well known in the MSP world. So you're in a great company. So congratulations on that for sure. My
Appreciate it.
last little question is always, it's kind of self-serving, but I love it. Which is, would you have gotten there without CNL?
To be honest with you, no. Like I said, because I was about to say Kaseya, but CyberNow Labs actually gave me a lot of confidence in terms of me understanding that I do have the ability to get the job done. You send out a bunch of these applications and you either don't hear back from anybody, or you see the same application that you probably interviewed for, it's reposted like a month or two later. It starts to mess with your confidence in terms of, can I actually get this done? Like, do I have
Mhm.
the merit to be hired? And going through that process of troubleshooting tickets, which is almost an IT's everyday life,
Mhm.
troubleshooting tickets, learning how to get information even if you don't have it readily in front of you. Those are things that they're ingrained in you from going through the process of CyberNow Labs, and because of that, I feel like it's helping me succeed at my job right now.
Awesome. Well, listen, you're a great example of someone who goes through the program and jumps over those speed bumps when they present themselves, those barriers, right? And you've landed yourself a good role with a great company, and I think you've got a long future ahead of yourself in the cybersecurity world. So congratulations, and thanks again for joining me.